the Taste of Nashville. Brought to you by Omni Nashville and Lionel Trains with Devin O'Day and John Dwyer. And their guests, Larry Woody, Howard Hitchcock, Matt Greci, Chris Chapman, and Kiera Goodrich.
It can be mesmerizing. It is a motor-themed show. Hi, everybody. I'm John Dwyer. Welcome to Taste of Nashville. We are at the Omni Hotel, downtown Nashville, in the back room of Kitchen Notes, where we do this once a month, and we have a great theme for you, a packed show with music. And if you like racing, or racing, as they say without a G, you're going to love this show. Devin O'Day, who's been here, we've been doing this show, since 1984? Maybe? Well, let me work with that. Is not here. I've often said that Devin, our co-host, is, there's two of them. She does everything, and she's now on another philanthropic measure. But I did find out, if you just work with me here, possible reasons why Devin is not here today, okay? And this is just what I came up with. Work with me. Devin is still passed out at Bonnaroo. No? Okay, possible? No, probably not. Devin and her bestie is touring Ireland, kissing the Blarney Stone. Came back with infection. It wasn't good. She had ointment. She's fine. She's fine. She's not there. Devin is on an African safari with Jim Bartu from the Nashville Zoo on a rescue trip. She is. The zoo received a call from a tribe there that's raising an endangered duck-billed platypus. They named it Dolly, and so the tribe thought it was best that it belonged to the Nashville Zoo, so she's there on a mission trip. You're not buying that either. Devin is caddying for Jerry House. That could possibly happen, right? Devin is on tour replicating the stadium tour of Taylor Swift to show off her Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame plaque. I'm told tickets are slow. She's simply tired of being with that Dwyer guy once a month and simply needed some alone time. So, possibly.
It also says Devin heard Woody was going to be here.
She was going to be there, yeah. So sitting next to me is the legendary race car guy in Nashville, Tennessee. You read with him for decades. And that's Larry Woody. Larry, thank you for joining us here on the Taste of Nashville.
So Devin chose a duck-billed platypus over me. Is that what you're saying, John?
You could not be more correct. That is absolutely right. We have the trains in front of us. The CEO of Lionel is here to talk later about this, a big sponsor of the show. We appreciate that. Big weekend coming up for the Nashville Super Speedway. Larry, you will forget more about Nashville racing than most people know. To have the three races on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, to see the Super Speedway in Gladeville, which you and I were here when this thing opened after the fairgrounds. Yep. This is exciting. It's nice to know that there is this rebirth, a renaissance of racing in Middle Tennessee.
And John, it actually starts on Thursday night at the old fairgrounds with the Cup Week in Nashville.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
okay.
A couple of the Cup drivers, Chastain and Josh Berry from Hendersonville, are going to race at the fairgrounds with our local buddies. So it actually starts Thursday night and then moves to Matt's Super Speedway for Friday, Saturday, Sunday triple header, and some great local angles. The Friday truck race, John, we got a great local angle. There's a young driver from Lebanon named Dawson Sutton, 18-year-old kids. I've got socks older than that. Dawson is going to run in the Super Speedway truck race. It'll be his first race on a Super Speedway. His dad, Curtis Sutton, owns the truck that Dawson will drive and sponsors the race that Dawson will try to win. So you talk about some pressure on the kid. He's racing in his backyard in a car his daddy owns in a race that his daddy sponsors. But he's a cool customer. I think, John, he could be our next Darrell Waltrip, Sterling Marlin. I think Dawson Sutton is that good. So he's something to keep an eye on in the Thursday night race at the fairgrounds, leading the points championship. And then Friday goes to the Super Speedway to Matt's track and tries to win his first NASCAR Cup race.
You
so
mentioned
a lot
that he's a teenager,
18.
and you have seen all these generations of Cuckoo and Sterling and Stedman and on and on and on that cut their teeth out there at the fairgrounds, and now with the Super Speedway, which is a 1.3 concrete oval, born or built in the early 2000s, and now to have this back there. The quality of racing and to see this revitalization. You've been here and you know when a Dale Earnhardt would walk into the Tennessean newsroom, right?
You talk about a haven for a racing rider in Nashville, Tennessee, with all the big drivers, the Earnhardts, Allisons, Pettys, Yarboroughs coming in. And then also our local guys. I'm on my fourth generations of Marlins.
You are.
Cuckoo, Sterling, Stedman's son, Sterling, also spelled different from his granddad, but four generations, and then all the great drivers around here. And I think the Sutton kid, John, could be in that line. I think we're seeing another generation coming through.
The fairgrounds, 1904, the oldest track continuously running. The DNA, before there were the Titans and Predators, the fabric of Middle Tennessee sports was racing. All the great people came here. For people that just moved here, please understand that they had not one but 2 cup races up until 1984. Yeah. And this was a haven, and the very best. And by the way, they love coming to this track, and the drivers love coming to Nashville for the Super Speedway.
And John, there was racing here in Nashville before Indianapolis. We were 5 years ahead of Indianapolis. We were racing before they thought about racing at Indy, and 58 years or started in 58 at the track now. So it's kind of irritating, John, as we follow the saga. We'll save the fairgrounds, bulldoze the fairgrounds. All the people who complain. And I say anybody who moved there in the last 120 years shouldn't complain because they knew they were moving next to a racetrack.
Yeah, the track was there first, regardless of that.
For 120 years or so. So it's like buying a home by the airport and then shaking your fist at the planes when they fly overhead. So I don't, I don't have much sympathy with people who buy a house by a racetrack and then complain because there's racing on it.
So the Super Speedway, I believe, 01, the Super Speedway opened up. IRL, Indy Racing League, as it was called at the time, started there. Open wheel. I grew up in Indiana. I was kind of an open wheel guy. The rivalry with stock cars, and by the way, you can't buy this on the showroom floor on Sunday and race on Sunday.
They're not really stock anymore.
No, they're not. No. But it was interesting how this area kind of took to that open wheel and the F1 or the Indy that goes down here, and has. People are open to that.
That's what I said. I was out at Matt's track Friday, and some of the open wheel guys for the IndyCar guys were testing, and I was telling them Graham Rahal ran the last race at the Super Speedway, and he said he remembered how the community in Nashville, all of Middle Tennessee, just embraced the open wheel guys. And as you know, John, from the media, they were so great to work with. They were if you couldn't get them, they would call you.
No, that's right.
I remember Danica Patrick came over one night for an interview, and I made that up. but Danica Patrick, Dario Franchitti, the local angle, and there's so many great angles there, and they were just great to work with, and they'll still be great to work with. And a funny story about Graham Rahal.
Who's Bobby? Whose father won the Indianapolis 500.
And John Bibber, sports editor, was headed to Indy one May, and he said, "Woody, I see we finally got a good old Southern boy racing at Indy." And I said, "What do you mean, Bibb?" And he said, "Here's somebody named Bobby Ray Hall." So I told Graham that he got a check. Bobby Ray Hall.
That's funny. Dario Franchitti, who before winning Indianapolis 3 times, was better known for
Mr. Ashley Judd.
He was married to Ashley Judd, and the very first time I did an interview with him, because nobody knew him. So I had to kind of loop this in and just say, hey, by the way, Dario, I believe that when you come home or go to Franklin for dinner, you probably get good reservations, the good table. This is, and he just looked at me like, are you going to start on the Aisling angle? And I thought, yeah, I am, because nobody knew him yet.
Yeah, he kind of snipped at me, John, about bearing. Every time I'd write a story about him, I'd refer to him as the husband of Ashley Judd, and I explained, Dario, the only reason we're writing about a race driver from Edinburgh, England, is it's now living in Leaper's Fork, is because you're married to Ashley. That's sort of the link. But yeah, he did get a little.
He was a little spicy. He got over that and winning. Now he's on the Borg Warner Trophy. Let's talk about the weekend coming up with the. I want to get this right. The Rackley Roofing 200, the Tennessee Lottery 250, and the Ally 400, which has a great history here as well. To go out to the Super Speedway, I think, and I hear for the young kids, the 20-year-old. I have a lot of friends who have 20-year-olds that are into this racing, and I don't know. There just seems to be a thing about they love the truck races.
Oh yeah,
they love them.
I've said for years the truck race is probably the most competitive racing of the three NASCAR series. First of all, they're hungry. There's two kinds of truck drivers. You got the young up and comers, and you got the old guys who've been there, and like me. And you got the ones that are coming out and the ones that are going down. They meet in the middle. But they're hungry. They don't get paid a whole lot of money if they don't win. It's kind of like in the old days when we used to cover the Cup guys coming into the fairgrounds. If you didn't finish in the top 5, you'd probably live on bologna sandwiches the rest of the week. And so the truck drivers are hungry, literally and figuratively. And so I think, and really intense. So the races are shorter, 200 as opposed to 250, 400. So the races are shorter, they're more intense, sense of urgency, and then also the old guys are trying to hang on, and the young guys are trying to bump them out. So the truck races are really, really competitive, really intense. And then we got the great local angle with again Dawson Sutton being in there. Maybe our next Darrell Waltrip.
3-time Tennessee Sportswriter of the Year, Larry Woody. Larry, quickly, what are you, before you go, what are you up to? What are you doing? What keeps you busy?
Well, I write for Main Street Media, and that keeps me busy. Every week, Dave and Ellen add more assignments onto me. But I enjoy it. And what a great niche to maybe plug her bosses. Dave, I knew Dave at the Tennessee and Advertising. They hit on this unique idea about journalism. Write stories that local people are interested in and put them in the local papers, and they'll buy your paper. Now, what a unique unique idea.
What about that?
But no, I really enjoy it. It keeps me busy, keeps me off the street, and I'm doing something I like to do. And just like an old fire horse, when I hear the bell ring, my ears perk up and I go racing off. So, but it's fun to do.
It's great to catch up with you. You were always kind to me when I moved to Nashville back in the mid '90s, and there was this old guard of folks, and you could have kind of froze me out. But you were fantastic. Glad to know you're still writing. You are a racing treasure, and I really hope you enjoy this.
John Bibb used to say that veteran is just a nice word for old. So.
Old. You have a few rings around the trunk.
And I remember the day you came out to my house, John, to do an interview, and you were impressed by what you call my man cave.
You had a man cave,
which my wife Mary Frances referred to as the junk room. But
to each his own.
You're a good friend and a great professional. You were the best in Nashville, in my opinion.
Wow, you're very kind. Thank you, Larry.
All right, John.
When we come back, we are going to have the big guy, the kahuna, the big cheese of the Lionel Trains joining us here on the Taste of Nashville. Don't go away.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Racing season is underway, and the Lionel Racing Retail Store at Opry Mills, Nashville has a die-cast car for every fan, from classic cup cars to recent checkered flag winners. So make plans to make your next pit stop at the Lionel store in Opry Mills, Nashville, and drive away with a collectible die-cast car from your favorite driver. Lionel Racing is the official die-cast car of NASCAR, the choice of champions. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville. I'm John Dwyer. The only difference between men and the boys or price of their toys or something like that. But this is fun because anybody at any age can get into Lionel Trains. And we have the CEO of Lionel here, Howard Hitchcock. Howard, thank you. Welcome to the Taste of Nashville.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Do you love? Is that just Sound of Music to you?
Yeah, it is the clickety clack of the trains going around. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a cherished tradition, a generational type thing. Lionel is 124 years old, so this has been going on for a long, long time. But people remember it so fondly. It really is a fabric of childhood that they have a model train.
So you grew up in New Jersey. You work out of Concord, North Carolina, right? A big racing hub. But you also have an investment here in Nashville. You have a store out at Opry Mills.
That's correct. Yeah. Grew up in New Jersey. Did follow racing a little bit. My cousin was into it, so I used to watch racing early on with him. Dale Earnhardt was my driver. Then I wound up moving down to Florida for a collectibles company, and we had a NASCAR license. And so we got involved in diecast and selling NASCAR-related products. When Action and Team Caliber were merged and put together in North Carolina, I kind of threw my hat in the ring and said, hey, I kind of want to be part of this. And so 2006 moved up to Charlotte area, Concord, just by the Speedway there. Been there ever since. Titles have changed, responsibilities have changed, but yeah, it's been a good ride.
When I think about my father grew up, he's 92 years young. I still have memories. He had the big honking train. Like there's some, you can start and there's a starter level to this to get into this, but it can be, and the die cast and the specificity of just all the, it's an art. There's some beautiful pieces, working pieces of trains that you can just kind of add, and as you say, make it generational, pass it on.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It really is. It's a bonding experience. People remember it very fondly. It's sort of sensory. People will talk about the smell of the smoke or the sound that they hear, and there's a lot of people who try to kind of create memories through the train, right? And so it's obviously very popular to have it under the Christmas tree. But we have products, that are available for all age groups. We start with battery operated plastic sets that are great for young kids, very durable. Then you kind of move into a starter set, which is kind of what this represents here, which is the foray into the electric train side of things. And you're right, you can go up to, we have locomotives, that retail well up into the, $2,500 kind of price range that are, it's all about the exacting detail of the number of rivets and the way things work. And so obviously we're making things that are gigantic into scale models, and they're still very large, but you try to replicate them as authentically as you can. So it's a really important part of our business, and there are passionate collectors out there who have tremendous amounts of space and dollars dedicated to Lionel trains.
I get on my high horse often. I run a nonprofit that helps students graduate and be prepared after high school, and how this everybody, the kids are rewired now, right? And what I love about this is that it's tangible, it's moving, you can learn. There's still a value in playing outside and playing with things that move like this that don't necessarily have to be on this. So I just think there's a wonderful component to that to introduce this, and it's still relevant.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I can't tell you how many people I've met that are train enthusiasts that are NASA engineers, that are engineers, mechanical engineers. There really is a learning. You've got sort of the STEM program sort of built in, right? There's momentum, there's electricity and wiring, there's radius and curve, so you understand how tracks kind of go together. As with everything, we do advance, and we have introduced Bluetooth connectivity, and that now means there is an app that you can run your phone from an app, because to your point, we're not going to get that out of the hands of the younger generation, so you have to put the ability to control it into into that, the product. And we're actually coming out with a brand new product that's on the water right now. It's been anticipated for about 2 years, called the Base 3, which for the first time ever is going to allow us to operate our entry-level products all the way to our highest-end products seamlessly, and it's all really because of the digital app space that we're able to do that. So it's really cool advancements while sort of still keeping the heritage and the tradition of the product alive.
Are there hotspots? Is Nashville a hotspot? Do you open stores coast to coast? Or are there areas that you just concentrate on strategically, or is this? What's your fan base look like?
Sure. Well, we actually have 2 different divisions. One is the racing division. We make all the replica diecast for NASCAR across all the series. And then we have, of course, the train division. For the retail side of things, we have 2 retail stores. So we don't have a ton of them. We aren't traditionally a direct retailer, or at least not in modern era. We started with a prototype test flagship store in Concord at the Concord Mills Mall, which is only a few miles from our office, which sits almost right next to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And then we sort of took the learnings from that and, looked at the different markets and demographics and said, Nashville really kind of checks a lot of the boxes that looks like Charlotte, right? Or that area. You've got a racing culture that exists here, open wheel, as we heard, dirt, late model type stuff, and of course Cup. And then you sort of look at tourism and destinations and the general demographics of the space. And we said, all right, let's give this a second chance. And so we put a store in here. We opened up last year, just before the holiday season. Kind of soft launch, and so this will be our second season there, and it's been doing very well, so we're super excited about it.
What does Best in Diecast? Do you have the 3-car, I would imagine, and some of the older cars, and the 2-car of Rusty Wallace, and what sells well?
They all do. It depends on your audience. So the new drivers, today, there's always the best-selling driver, right? And that guard keeps changing as retirements happen, and Harvick and Stewart and Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, they sort of step out of the space. It sort of transitions. Historically speaking, Earnhardt Sr. was far and away the bestseller of cars. But because it's a collectible, we try not to replicate a car from the past unless there's some real reason to do it, a celebration or an anniversary or something, and then we try to make it a little bit different. So, yeah, if we do pop a new Earnhardt car out, it does very, very well. Dale Jr. still sells incredibly well. Harvick's retirement last year was incredible. I think there was 32 or 36 different paint schemes that happened in that year, and nearly all of them got made. We're still shipping. There's still some that haven't shipped that happened last year, so we're working on that. But and then you've got Blaney and Elliott and Larson, and they're all really good sellers, and they're building a fan base. They're young drivers who are successful, and they're building a fan base, and that's great, and that's where the new generation heads.
My father ran a car dealership in South Bend, Indiana, sponsored a car in the early 60s that was an NHRA winner, kind of a David versus Goliath. The point I'm bringing up is that car became a die-cast, and my father, I remember the folks making it, the driver made sure all the specs were, because they made it and said, that wasn't on the car. Yep. People are really particular about it.
They are. They're very, very particular. And so we use kind of the race win as the opportunity to really make that exact, because what happens is we get a piece of art, let's say before the beginning of the season. We then put that art on a template. It goes through an approval process internally, externally, and then things change, right? There's different little logos or placements, or the guy putting the sticker on kind of put it a little bit lower, then a little higher. We've had it where someone at a high level saw the car run for the first race or practice in Daytona, and they're like, I don't like the color of those numbers, change them. So, we've made a diecast that ran one time on track, and then, it's something else. And, people, well, it's not right. It's not that. Well, it was at one point. So it sort of captures a moment in time. But the race wins are where we're able to really, truly authenticate what that car looked like in victory lane, with the confetti and all that stuff. But yeah, the people are super, super passionate.
That's cool. Well, so are you, and we appreciate you and your busy schedule stopping by Nashville, Taste of Nashville, to be here.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your support for this program. We love Alan, who's one of the guys behind the scenes who kind of sets up all this thing. He's been here since 7 a.m. yesterday, setting this up, making sure it all runs. So he's just one example of a big kid over there.
Absolutely.
And continued success. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, racing is the theme. The Nashville Super Speedway is going to be on fire over a weekend. We're going to talk about that. We have a great musical guest as well. Stay with us. I'm John Dwyer. We're at the Omni Hotel, and this is Taste of Nashville.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 124-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
I'm Joseph Burgoyne, Chef Tournade of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Kitchen Notes.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Welcome back to Taste of Nashville. I'm John Dwyer. Devin O'Day, usual co-host. She is on assignment. She's saving horses or Mustangs, or she's doing something good for humanity and good for her. She never takes a break, so it's glad that she can do that. But we're talking racing this weekend at the Nashville Super Speedway, which started here in the early 2000s, is going to be loud. And there's going to be a lot of things going here. And our next guest is the Senior Vice President and General Manager, Matt Greci. Matt, welcome to Taste of Nashville, and I'm thankful that you took some time out because you have a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that is going to be just epic at the Super Speedway. It's your Christmas, I suspect.
It is. It culminates this weekend, and we're heading into our 4th annual NASCAR triple header weekend here in Nashville at Nashville Super Speedway, and we're super excited to host everybody this weekend.
So walk us through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not the whole schedule, but the types of races, the sponsors. You know, they mentioned sponsors during.
That's a little bit of NASCAR.
That's a little bit of it.
A little bit.
So that because it's a little bit of flavor of everything.
Yeah, it kicks off on Friday evening, June 28th, with our Rackley Roofing 200, which is our Craftsman Truck Series. That'll be a Friday night race, and so you get to see trucks beating and banging under the lights, which is super exciting. And then it goes into Saturday with our Tennessee Lottery 250, which is the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Kind of your AAA teams coming in, and then come Sunday, it's our NASCAR Cup Series Ally 400 coming up this Sunday. We're heading into what we're deeming another sellout coming in. We've got some tickets limited, but it's gonna be an action-packed weekend, chock full, a lot of on-track action, but a lot of fun for the fans.
There's a lot of there's Nashville generations with this fairgrounds that started 100 or so years ago. Great racing tradition out there. This starts up, and then went down a little bit, and now it's back alive and well. The amenities there, 50,000 seats, but you can camp. Can you go infield? What are some of the different things and the amenities that families can enjoy?
So our property sits on 700 acres out in Lebanon, Tennessee, and great infrastructure to get in and out. Camping, parking, fan zone, amenities, great bathroom facilities, things that people appreciate nowadays. Equipped in our fan zone is Wi-Fi as well as in the grandstands, so everybody's connected these days. So you can take in the race, but stay connected and watch it through different portals and data that you can see within the grandstands, that we've got great amenities and, track lights for our racing on Friday night.
I want you to brag a little bit about the infrastructure and to get a place race ready and to host 3 great days. Weather, you can't control that, but you do the best you can. Just the dedication of your company and what it takes, the attention to detail to make sure that everything, because you get one shot, but it is a vast area. It is a beautiful area. It's kind of been, refurbished, if you will, bigger and better to make sure that the 21st century sports fan gets what they want out of it.
Yeah, everybody consumes a little bit differently these days. We do have one shot here at Nashville Super Speedway, but the great thing about our company, Speedway Motorsports, is that we operate 15 of these each calendar year, which gives us the ability to lean on our counterparts, our vendors, to come in for the best experience, just the clients and the industry and our customers that come in. So we can take best practices, bring them to us that we are executing once a year, but we take best practices across the year and keep getting better and better year over year, event over event.
How many people have you ever talked to, hosted a show that has actually taken a lap in a car solo at the Super Speedway? I drove an Indy car there back in the day for my 40th, which was six years ago, give or take. But it's so exciting. And one of the things I loved about that experience, and also just the infrastructure, the way it's set up, the semantics, it's so important that fans can meet with drivers and get up close to pits and kind of feel this and smell the gasoline and the burnt rubber and all that. Is there that type of experience still for fans to get up and close and personal with the drivers?
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing about NASCAR and motorsports here is, with the access to pre-race and being able to get 10 feet from a driver, a lot of the drivers now also are getting into the fan zone and doing autographs at the merchandise haulers. Doing that, get your merch, go get an autograph. You can follow that at NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. We'll have all our updated information there. Yeah, so your access to the superstars of the sport and being, close to Ryan Blaney and close to Chase Elliott, and your stars are there. You're, this far away from each other, which is unique. Most sports, you don't get that access.
There seems to be different generations, folks that grew up in the 70s and 80s, and the Kelly Yarboroughs and the Allison and the Alabama Gang and Petty and so forth. And then there's the pretty boy Jimmy Johnsons and Jeff Gordon, and there's great rivalries there. We kind of see a resurgence, and to have Top Cup racing here, this is a really cool thing. Do you see that vibe? Is there momentum there?
There is. There's a lot of resurgence. You can see it in the TV ratings. You can see it in the fandom. I think these drivers we're on the cusp of a younger generation of drivers that I think are correlating with a younger fan. And you see that. You see that in the attendance. You see that in the ratings. Those drivers are connecting more with folks these age. So yeah, we've definitely seen a resurgence. I think you also see it in the next gen car, which is the new car that's been here 3 years now. The on-track performance, especially on our track, a 1.3 mile concrete surface, is the best it's ever been on the Cup Series. So you see that. I think the competition and the young drivers are helping that resurgence.
Concrete is a love-hate relationship with some of the drivers. We know that. It's loud. It's just, it's not, quote, for everybody. But the surface has got probably in some over just the years laying down the road. I remember the first year it opened, and you think new, shiny, and you had to have the track get kind of broken in, right?
Yeah, it takes time. I think it also takes the teams and Goodyear with the tires to figure it out, and the next gen car and how it performs the best. We had last year 3-wide racing for laps on laps.
It's the best.
It's awesome. And to see that come back, and they're all vying for that Gibson Qatar and Victory Lane for each of our race nights. So I think everybody has that unique trophy that they're trying to get, and extra emphasis that gets to that checkered flag.
So walk us through some of the ticket packages, some of the things that people that are going. We've piqued their interest watching this show. Maybe they're not, quote, big race fans, but they're looking to do something with the family that's family friendly. There's always a 7-second delay, I'm sure, on the TV broadcast. I'll like that. What are some of the intriguing kind of things you can put together and price points?
So the first thing, if you've never been to a race, I think a great entry into that is our Rackley Roofing 200. That's our truck series race. It's got kids of Curtis Sutton, who's going to be 18 years old, or you got the veterans of Clint Boyer is actually coming back and racing this Friday night in a truck race. The great thing about Friday and Saturday for both those races are children 10 and under are free. So great family, affordable option to come out, and then $10 tickets on Sunday for the Ally 400. So weekend packages still available, great camping options, upgrades if you want to get stage front to go see your driver introductions on Sunday. All those, NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. We have great options.
NashvilleSuperspeedway.com. The camping, by the way, and maybe I haven't been out there in a few years, but it's up on the bluff, right? I mean, it's kind of like, it's not Malibu, it's not your, this is not your KAO campground.
You're not.
Is pretty cool.
No, so our bluff is outside of turns 1 and 2, and it's elevated probably about 60 feet and outside of the track, but one of the best vantage points that you can get to see the track. But we've got great options surrounding the trackside, or if you're looking for more affordable options and being out in the fields with folks that core race fans, we've got great options.
That racetrack was built back, and if I recall, one of the really cool thing was the sight lines. That of the 1.3, you go to bigger tracks, Talladega, some of these other ones, you can't exactly see every spot, but there's 100% view, right? Because isn't the back stretch raised a little bit? Do I have that right?
No, you have that right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was built in 2001. So the whole key was how can the race experience be the best it can be from the grandstands in any seat that you're at, and any vantage point from your grandstands is phenomenal.
Well, we're going to work. My mom is upstairs. I got a Watts line tour, and I'm going to work with her to make sure that the weather is very good. It's always going to be hot. You can't schedule anything in this area in June and not melt a little bit. But I'm sure with the setup there, we're so appreciative of your company sponsoring this. You do it right. As you say, you have 15 other races to kind of do best practices. Nashville loves its racing, and it is going to be really, really exciting. So I wish you nothing but the best, and thank you for being here.
Thanks, John. We appreciate it. Looking forward to our triple header weekend this weekend. Thanks a lot.
And did you ever meet anybody that's been on the course by themselves on the racetrack?
First time.
157 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, when we come back, we have some musical guests. We're going to talk racing and talk more about what is great about the Omni Hotel and all the food here. Stay with us. This is the Taste of Nashville.
Hi, I'm Sarah at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at Bar Lines.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Racing season is underway, and the Lionel Racing Retail Store at Opry Mills, Nashville has a die-cast car for every fan, from classic cup cars to recent checkered flag winners. So make plans to make your next pit stop at the Lionel store in Opry Mills, Nashville, and drive away with a collectible die-cast car from your favorite driver. Lionel Racing is the official diecast car of NASCAR, the choice of champions. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
Welcome back, John Dwyer on the Taste of Nashville edition here in June. We've been talking racing. It is an amazing weekend of racing with 3 races Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Nashville Superspeedway. But you can't have racing, you can't have a big event without music. And there's going to be music there during the race, not during the race, but before the race. Chris Chapman is here, who's going to provide that entertainment. Chris, welcome to A Taste of Nashville.
How are you?
Good, good. You're a Georgia guy.
Yep.
You moved to Nashville less than 3 years ago.
That's correct.
And have you had just eyes wide open? What's it been like to be in Nashville and trying to make it in the music business?
I think the first month being here, I was shell-shocked.
Yeah.
And then,
Welcome.
When I had to quit using GPS to know where I was going, I was like, I live here. So, yeah, it kind of went away.
Kissing your biceps. You went,
Yeah,
I got this down.
I drove home without
Down
GPS,
now.
so.
Oh, that's good. So you're going to be playing this weekend. Do you know the schedule or the times or things like that, or we're not to that point yet?
I'll actually be playing from Thursday to Sunday, but the main one will be Friday night before the truck race.
And it will. So the truck race, is Friday night. Will it be a stage setup outside? Because there's a big concourse, a huge concourse at the Super Speedway just outside. I would suspect that's where they're going to.
Yeah, they have the big fan zone where all the merchandise haulers are, and they'll have a stage, and that's where I will be singing lovely country music. So.
Have you always kind of been a songwriter? Because you're a singer-songwriter, and it's really difficult. You got to have the inspiration. You've got to have. When did you know that maybe you could write songs for a living?
I would say pretty immediate. Just sitting around with my buddy Joe back home, we used to sit down and we just would spitball, and then songs would happen within like 20 minutes.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I was like, man, like, we've got this. And he's like, you've got this. I've just been sitting here drinking a beer. And I was like, okay. So, and then I just kind of pursued it. And then good things happened. I got to go on the road with a bunch of pretty well-known artists. Craig Campbell, who I saw y'all had on not too long ago. Colt Ford. So I've got the road life. It's been a lot of fun. I'm a family man now, so the road life's kind of hard, but we still make it work. So.
Is that right? Do you have a little one?
Yeah, I have a little boy at home, Braxton. He's about to be 5 in August.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're going to play a song for us,
Yep.
and you're going to try something that you just put out, right?
Yeah, I just released this 2
Give
weeks
us
ago.
some background on it.
So I'm from Winder, Georgia, which is just outside of Athens. I wrote this song about how every time I go home to visit my parents, there's like a new Dollar General or like a new 7-Eleven, just something where like I don't remember there being anything there, just a field, like. So it's kind of about not only growing up in your hometown, but your hometown growing up on you. And that's what the song's kind of about.
Fantastic. Well, you brought the guitar, and this is Chris Chapman. He'll be playing during the Nashville Superspeedway over the weekend.
This song's called Growing Up.
Growing Up.
Life's changed since '93. This town's growing up on me. There's a Walmart where there used to be a one-stop shop for some gasoline. Less dirt roads, more two-lane, more name brand, less homemade. Still got that hometown pride, but it's getting kinda hard to find a hole in the wall, hole in the street. Now they're paving over memories. That water tower ain't John Deere green, and Billy Bob dumped old Charlene. Farmland turned to parking lots with less trucks in the parking spots. Things ain't what they used to be, 'cause this town's growing up on me. Sign says everything must go, another mom and pop shop closing the doors. All this keeping up with the Joneses got me going crazy. Try not to think about that hole in the wall, hole in the street, 'cause now they're paving over memories. That water tower ain't John Deere green, and Billy Bob dumped old Charlene. Farmland turned to parking lots, with less trucks in the parking spots. Things ain't what they used to be, 'cause this town's growing up on me. Growing up on me. Less dirt roads, more two-lane, more name brand, less homemade. Used to be a hole in the wall, hole in the street, but now they're paving over memories. That water tower ain't John Deere green, and Billy Bob dumped old Charlene. Farmland turned to parking lots, with less trucks in the parking spots. Things ain't what they used to be, 'cause this town's growing up on me. Growing up on me. Yeah, this town's growing up on me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, something like that.
Chris, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
That could be an anthem for so many towns, don't you think? I think that's going to resonate, should resonate with people.
Absolutely, the whole world is growing up, so it's pretty crazy.
Where can we find your music?
Anywhere, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. Yeah, pretty much anywhere, YouTube, all that. So.
Okay. And so Chris, you're going to be at Super Speedway. You're going to be out there in the afternoon playing, hot sun.
Yeah, it's going to be really hot.
Yeah. What? Quite quickly, what do you know now? Okay, that you wish you knew 2.5 years ago when you moved to Nashville. We got about 30 seconds.
It's a grind. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Shake everybody's hand. You never know who it is, and keep pushing.
Squeaky wheel finds the grease.
That's right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Have so much fun. Hope you can sneak peek and see some of the racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is Chris Chapman. He's going to be out at the Nashville Super Speedway Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every
Don't
day.
show up Monday unless they've got a rain date. All right.
Yep.
We wish you well. Hey, when we come back, we're going to be talking about Omni Nashville. If you're moving to Nashville, if you've been here for a long time, you're saying, "Oh, I don't know where to work." I got a place for you. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Carmen at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Come see us at the Macara Spa.
Step into the Lionel retail store at Opry Mills, Nashville, and you'll be captivated by all the magic of the 124-year history of Lionel trains. Whether you're already a train enthusiast or just getting started, Lionel will energize your love for trains. NASCAR fan? Come check out your local Lionel station to learn all there is to know about model trains and die-cast NASCAR collectibles. Visit LionelNashville.com or call 615-455-9399.
At Delta Dental of Tennessee, we know our success begins and ends with providing superior quality service, and that includes serving those who need it most. This year, we're celebrating 25 years of giving back to the community we call home. Delta Dental, along with our Smile 180 Foundation, supports Tennessee's dental colleges and oral health education, children's hospitals, free and reduced cost dental clinics, and other like-minded charities. Here's to the next 25 plus years of ensuring healthy smiles.
We are back at Kitchen Notes. It's the Omni Hotel, 10 years young here in downtown Nashville. And we've had a great show talking about the Nashville Super Speedway, all that's going on there. Chris Chapman's going to knock it out of the park or knock it out of the track in a few days. We had him on. Kiara Goodrich is with Omni Hotel in HR. And tell me that there is so many wonderful career opportunities at the Omni Hotel.
There are so many opportunities here at the Omni Hotel. We have culinary positions that we're looking to fill, a chef de cuisine. If you have bar, restaurant management experience, we're looking to fill a position there. Any guest service experience that someone may have, we have positions there. So there's variety. There's a ton of hourly as well as salaried positions. If you just want some summer cash, some additional money for the summer, we have seasonal roles. So we have it all.
It is a state-of-the-art, it's a beautiful hotel. We all know that, people that have lived in Nashville for a while. We have some loud music and some motorcycles. Here. We're at the epicenter. I like to think of downtown Nashville as it's really a campus. You check into the Omni, you can literally walk anywhere and you don't even have to leave the restaurant or leave the hotel. You talked about restaurant opportunities, culinary, with Kitchen Notes and bar lines, and I mean there's and it takes not dozens, but it takes a lot of people to make sure that the quality, because the competition is around here too. So you're looking for people that are sharp.
Yes, people that are coming with motivation and willingness to work. I mean, we teach a lot of things, but as long as you have the effort and the excitement and willingness to do it, then we can work with anyone. And
as I mentioned, how beautiful it is to come to work at the Omni Hotel. This is like a Taj Mahal.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I'm a big guy about culture and building somewhere where you want to feel good about going to work. You want to represent the company and so forth. Talk a little bit about how you kind of have that standard of we expect you to be good, but you're going to be rewarded.
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to celebrate our employees. We look at our associates as family. We like to make a difference in the community, in the guests that we have, and the associates that we have, and just really, that separates us from just any hotel company. It's more of a family atmosphere, and so we like to highlight those things. So we do a lot of cool initiatives around the hotel to celebrate, our associates and let them know that they're appreciated.
Where do they start looking? Where is it simply Google and get the website?
Yeah, I mean, they can start there. They can Google Omni Hotels and check out our career website page, and all of the opportunities are listed there. Or they could email me directly at kiara.goodrich@omnihotels.com, and I can just kind of walk them through it step by step and take it from there.
What are you looking for most?
Like I said, we are looking for culinary positions to fill, but we have other positions: runners, servers, host. We have a ton of opportunities here. So whatever it is that you're looking for, we can find something for you.
I run a nonprofit that helps students graduate and have a plan after high school. Can you be an 18-year-old with no experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's plenty of positions for that. As long as you have, good customer service and good work ethic.
Show up on time, 4 days straight.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because people don't know it. It's right here in your backyard. You don't have to go work in, nothing against White House, Tennessee, but you can work in the epicenter of one of the coolest cities in the world.
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of people sometimes they just don't know what the options are. So it's good that we're able to showcase our opportunities and spread the information of what we have available here at the hotel.
There's so many folks that I've met here at Omni and other places that, I'm going to move to Nashville, I'm going to be here this summer, and then of course it turns into a career. You can have a career here.
Yeah, you absolutely can. You never know where it may take you. You may start off as a host or a runner or whatever the case, and you may end up becoming in a leadership role, a manager, a supervisor, we like to hone in on, our associates' strengths, and, we say growing our garden, and that is really big for us. We like to celebrate our associates internally, so you never know where it may take you.
What's your story?
Well, I am originally from Chicago, but I moved here for this position to work with the Omni Hotel. I have a recruiting background, so I've been doing it for the last 6 years. I've been in HR altogether for the last 10 years, so I'm pretty familiar with the industry. So.
People will want to know if you live in Middle Tennessee, you're going to do this. Oh, working downtown's difficult. Oh, the parking, all this. What is the plan to kind of ease people's concerns about that if you are, to give of your summer or your career here?
Absolutely. Well, we have some great benefits. If you commute, if you drive, we do have free associate parking, which is kind of unheard of.
Did you say
yeah,
free parking
it's unheard
in downtown
of.
Nashville?
Exactly.
Are you feeling it? Okay?
Right.
Do the bosses know you
This is a real thing. This is a real thing.
Goodness.
We have free parking for all of our associates, and the garage is just beneath the hotel, so it's not a couple of blocks down, where you have to travel to get to it. It's easy access, and you just come right on up and, start working, get right to work.
What are some of the success stories that you can just think of off the top of your head of somebody who came here, maybe interviewed, got the interview, you were worried a little bit, well, man, I don't know if that person gets it or going to work out, and then all of a sudden 4 months later they, are doing so well?
I've seen many success stories. I mean, just by going out into the community and going to career fairs, I meet a lot of people. And so there was one in particular. I had a student from MTSU, and he was one of our summer interns. And I think he had a bit of a rocky start, but eventually he ultimately got it, and he's working at the front desk now, and he's excelling, and he's doing great things. So it's a lot of success stories within the Omni, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So where are you going to look, and you can go to the website?
Yep. So Omni.
Is it easy to find? Because I can get lost as an easy.
Yeah. So if that is difficult, then they could just email me directly at kiara.goodrich at omnihotels.com.
Spell that.
KIARA.GOODRICH at omnihotels.com.
If you could list the 3 things that you look for most, because I know that high school students, they don't have the experience, and all I hear from companies, good companies like Omni, say, I want somebody, I don't have to worry about them thinking and knowing how to cut a steak or cook a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Give me them,
Mm-hmm.
and we will train them. But give me the basic skills, right?
Yeah, I mean, effort. That is one. If you come with the effort and the motivation, and like I said, the willingness, if you just show us that you want this, then we can help you and guide you along the way. Those are just some soft skills, and then we could help you learn the hardcore skills. So
we call them essential skills.
Essential
right? Because
skills.
soft is just that's too.
I like that. I like
essential
that. Essential
skills. To do that. So, well, continued success. It's always a pleasure to come here. We're always treated very well.
I'm glad.
Main Street Media, you haven't kicked us out of the door yet.
No, not at all.
So things are good. But Kiera, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
having
hospitality
me.
at the Omni Hotel.
Yes.
It's really been has this been a fun show, folks? It's okay? Yeah? What are they going to do, But Lionel, we appreciate the sponsorship there. Omni Hotel has always been very gracious to us. Devin will be back, right? She will be back from Bonnaroo because she's taking a little nap break. No, she's not. just kidding. She's saving horses, for goodness sake. But she'll be back next month. Oh, am I going to hear it from Devin? Oh my goodness! In fact, it could be the Devin show next week or next year. We don't even know. It was good working with you.
Thank you.
Anyway, hey, I'm John Dwyer. Thanks for watching Taste of Nashville. You have a great week. Enjoy the racing at the Super Speedway. We'll see you next time.